The 2016 NBA Draft is complete. It is time to go over some analysis on some of the picks. No, I will not do all 60 picks, I will do a lot of the important ones. Now, at number 1 and number 2, Ben Simmons and Brandon Ingram went number 1 and 2, which everybody has been suspecting for months. But the first shocker of the draft was when the Boston Celtics drafted Jaylen Brown, the shooting forward out of California, with the third overall pick. Many were expecting it was going to be Jamal Murray or Buddy Hield, or even Chris Dunn. In fact, Jaylen Brown was around 8th on most people's big boards. But Danny Ainge loves Jaylen Brown with his athleticism and his ability to shoot the basketball. Number 4, the Phoenix Suns went with Dragan Bender, the power forward out of Croatia. Now, many people think he's compared to Kristaps Porzingis, and I think he could still be. I mean, they were both drafted 4th overall. I think Bender's going to have some impact on this season. Number 5, the Timberwolves went with Chris Dunn, point guard of Providence. Now the question is, will Chris Dunn get playing time? Because Tom Thibodeau does not like to play young talent. Number 6, the Pelicans with Buddy Hield, the shooting guard of Oklahoma. This is a great pick because I feel like the Pelicans, they really lack the three-point range shot. In fact, I'm kind of shocked that the Lakers didn't make an effort to maybe draft Buddy Hield, maybe trade. They could have traded some picks around, maybe traded D'Angelo Russell. Or they could have traded Clarkson or Nick Young. Number 7, the Denver Nuggets. They got to steal, in my opinion, Jamal Murray. Now, he was number 3 on my big board. In fact, maybe even number 2. I think he's going to have an impact right away. He could be a contender for Rookie of the Year, but only time will tell. Now, at number 10, this is kind of the first shocker. Thon Maker was drafted 10th overall. Now, he was toward the 20s in my big board, but the Bucks decided to take a chance on number 10. And then the next shocker was number 13, Phoenix drafts Georgios Papagiannis, the center out of Greece. Now, I don't remember my big boards that well, or my mock drafts, but I think he was like in the second round, maybe even one of like the last picks, and he's a lottery pick when it comes draft night. That's one of the most shocking picks that I've seen. I don't think Phoenix really needed that pick because they already have size with Dragan Bender. I don't really know if the Suns are just trying to go for height in this draft. And then the next shocker was, the shocker before that was kind of Taurean Prince, the shooting forward out of Baylor. I was projecting him to go toward the 20s, but Utah took a chance on number 12. Then 14, I'm surprised the Bulls actually took Denzel Valentine at 14 because of his apparent knee injury, and he's had injuries throughout his career at Michigan State. In fact, I think I had him going about 22 overall to the Charlotte Hornets. And then the next shocker, Juan Hernangomez out of Spain. He was a second rounder in my mock draft, but he's just after the lottery. And then Boston going with Gershon Yabelsi out of France. That's a second round pick in my opinion. And Wade Baldwin at 17 in Memphis, that was kind of early as well. Malik Beasley, shooting guard out of Florida State, was number 19 overall. Kind of a shocking pick. I mean, I thought he was going to probably go within the first couple of picks in the second round. And I said the only thing stopping him from being a first round pick was maybe his injuries, or they think he's injury prone. But I'm surprised the Nuggets drafted him at 19. I'm surprised he was this high in the first round. And I'm surprised that Bryce Johnson and Con Korkmaz, they went 25 and 26. I'm really surprised. I thought Korkmaz was going to be a lottery pick. I thought Bryce Johnson was probably going to go right before the lottery ended or within 2 or 3 picks after that. So I'm surprised they went that far. And Pascal Siakam out of New Mexico State. Second round pick, but he's in the end of the first round. Number 28, Phoenix drafts Skal Labissiere at 28 overall. Now that shocks me a little bit. I was almost convinced he was going to go in the lottery. Dejounte Murray, the point guard of Washington, he was kind of high in my original mock draft. I think I had him maybe 7th or 8th overall in my mock draft 1.0. Now, number 30, Golden State drafted Damian Jones, the center of Vanderbilt. Now, this could be a sign that the Warriors will not be moving on with Andrew Bogut. It could either mean that, or they're trying to get somebody to back up Andrew Bogut, or they're trying to clear some room for maybe KD. On to the second round now. Deontay Davis at Michigan State. That's surprising. I thought he was going to go in the lottery, but he is the first pick of the second round. The next surprise, Tyler Ulis, falling all the way to 35th overall, being picked up by the Phoenix Suns. Now, Tyler Ulis is going to be one of those players that everyone's going to love to have on his team. He's a team player. He's got the heart. Great athlete. Great basketball player. So the Suns got a steal in Tyler Ulis. Then Malcolm Brogdon, the shooting guard of Virginia, went to the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks are getting a great shooter, someone that can shoot the three-point ball, mid-range jumpers. He can do it all on offense. He can do a little defense as well. So I think the Bucks got a really good pick out of this one. The Pelicans drafted Diamond Stone. Many think he has the first-round talent. I think this is going to work out for the Pelicans. The Pelicans drafted some young talent. At least I believe so. The Jazz going with Isaiah Whitehead, shooting guard of Seton Hall. Now I got the chance to see him toward the Big East tournament. I think he did pretty good. I really like how he's going to be on a Jazz team with Gordon Hayward, with Trey Burke, with those two players that have the experience that did well during college and they're putting it into the NBA. I really like that pick that the Jazz did with Isaiah Whitehead. The Dallas Mavericks drafting A.J. Hammons the center out of Purdue. I originally had him as a first rounder, and he probably would have been a first rounder because some question his age and maturity and his character off the court. Boston Celtics drafted Demetrius Jackson, the point guard of Notre Dame, with the 15th pick in the second round. The Celtics got another great shooter. The second year in a row, they've really done great with shooters. Last year, they drafted R.J. Hunter. This year, they draft Demetrius Jackson. And the Pistons, at the 19th pick of the second round, drafted Michael Genevieve, the shooting forward, the small forward out of Syracuse. That's a great pick because Genevieve really improved his stock with March Madness. Number 20, the 20th pick in the second round, the Indiana Pacers went George Niang, small forward out of Iowa State. This is a great pick for the Pacers when they just added Jeff Teague. They draft another player that could play. That's a two-dimensional player. He can also play center. If he can work on his mid-range, I think he could be like Ben Simmons in the NBA. Number 22, with the 22nd pick of the second round, the Utah Jazz went with Joe Bolomboy, the power forward out of Weber State. This is a great pick for them. He was a great college player, but let's just see how he does. The 24th pick in the second round, the Atlanta Hawks went with Kay Fielder, the point guard out of Oakland. However, this pick is going to the Cavaliers. Well, the Hawks drafted him, but now the Cleveland Cavaliers traded for him. Sure, he's a great player. I saw a little bit of his highlight tape, but I think the thing that's holding him back is the fact that he's only 5'9". That could be. I don't see him getting a lot of playing time. In fact, I could maybe only see him maybe getting like 5 minutes a game at max. Probably playing up in mop-up games. He could be a starter, but I don't think he will anytime soon. 25th pick overall in the second round. Brooklyn Nets went with Marcus Page, the point guard of North Carolina. One of my favorite players in this year's draft class. It was fun watching him throughout the ACC tournament, March Madness. He's a really clutch player because they were beating him up all of his senior season for his inability to make threes. But then when it got to the conference tournament, when it got to March Madness, he started hitting threes, and that is what improved his draft stock. As I said in my 3.0 video, I really like the three-point shooters because the three-point ball is what changes the momentum of a basketball game. Slam dunks could as well, and maybe explosive blocks, but the three-point shot, that is what changes the momentum of a basketball game. And Marcus Page tended to do that a lot for North Carolina last season. The 26th overall pick in the second round, Denver Nuggets went with Daniel Hamilton, the small forward of UConn. He's got great size. Just great size, but I didn't think he was going to... I had a feeling he was going to be drafted within the last couple of picks. I think I may have had that in my last mock draft. 28th pick in the second round, the Celtics went with Abdel Nader, the power forward of Iowa State. He wasn't in my big board at all. I didn't have him getting drafted, but the Celtics want to take a chance on him, probably because of his ability to shoot from the mid-range. Or this is maybe just being used for a trade. Because the Celtics, I said, they were probably one or two good players away from becoming a championship team, and maybe he can bring that to the table. Now, with the 29th pick in the second round, and the second to last pick in this draft, Sacramento Kings with Isaiah Cousins, the shooting guard out of Oklahoma. He's a very talented player. He's a great shooter as well. He made a couple clutch shots for Oklahoma this season, but he was not looked at because of Buddy Hield. Most of the focus on Oklahoma basketball this past season was Buddy Hield. That's why Isaiah Cousins didn't get a lot of the spotlight. So he's going to look for something to prove in Sacramento. The last pick of the draft, the Utah Jazz went with Tyrone Wallace, the point guard of California. This isn't too bad of a pick. I mean, the Utah Jazz is a young team. Lots of talent on the rise. This Tyrone Wallace just adds to it. Although I didn't really get to see much because the Pac-12 wasn't a really competitive conference in basketball. So that's why I didn't get to see much. But I can't wait to see what he brings to the table for the Jazz. Well, that's going to do it. Comment what you think of this draft. Who was drafted too early and who was drafted too late. And which team got a steal? And which player did they steal from other teams? Like, did you think Tyler Ulis was a big steal? Did you think Marcus Page was a steal? Did you think Deontay Davis was a steal? Or maybe you're one of those guys that think maybe Thon Maker was a steal at 10 overall. Or someone else. Comment below. Anyway, like and subscribe to the channel. Like my new Facebook page. Email for future video ideas, birdtechjohnny@gmail.com. I'd really love to hear your ideas. I'm going to do my best to put it into work. That's going to do it. Have a good day, everyone.